Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite and most versatile recipes, gluten-free basil biscuits. I got the recipe for these over 25, maybe even 30 years ago, and I've been making them ever since in more ways than one. They're beyond easy to make, y'all, so let's get into it and I'll show you how to make them. In the medium bowl, I already have weighed out 560 grams or 4 cups of my gluten-free all-purpose flour blend. And I'm adding to that 2 tablespoons of baking powder and then 2 teaspoons each of kosher salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And then the star of the show, a half a cup of chopped fresh basil. I really don't think you should sub dried basil in this because dried basil isn't quite the same thing in my opinion. Sometimes you can sub dried for fresh herbs in recipes, but I don't think this is one of them. So if you can, please use fresh basil. And then the final ingredient is 780 grams or 3 1/4 cups of heavy cream. These are cream biscuits originally made by a chef at Johnson & Wales way back when I took some classes that were offered to the public by a small fee. And there used to be a Johnson & Wales in our area. And I got this recipe as part of the breakfast class that they offered, which was one of my favorite classes they offered. And I've been making it ever since. Of course, these days I make it gluten-free, but it is always a crowd pleaser and it's so versatile, y'all. You can serve it so many different ways. I'll cover this and chill it for at least an hour, and that'll help hydrate the flours. Okay, let me just grab some extra of my all-purpose flour blend and start piling this dough up on top of it. I always use whatever flour blend that's in the recipe as flour sprinkled on my counter to help the dough from sticking, which is aka bench flour. And I'll just knead this briefly just to bring it together. You can roll it out or you can just pat it with your hands if you don't have a rolling pin. I'm making these about an inch or maybe even an inch and a half thick. I like them nice and tall. Another thing I like to do with these particular ones is make small square ones because that's what the chef did when he taught this recipe. And they were perfect. They're great for parties, for large family functions where you might want to serve little sandwiches or anything savory, but they also can be served sweet as well. And we'll get to those different ways to serve them later. I'm being a little too perfect here. This is good enough. I'm going to stop at this point and I'm going to set this on my baking sheet and actually pop it in my freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes just so I'll get prettier slices. I'll make cut marks just so I know where to cut, and I'm making these into roughly 1.5 inch little square biscuits. You can definitely make them bigger, or you can just make them as regular round biscuits as well. Like I said, this is the way the chef at Johnson & Wales did them, so I've kept with that theme because they're just so perfect as little appetizers or mini breakfast sandwiches, and they were so loved by us through the years that I thought they'd do great as just a plain biscuit. So if you've made my gluten-free cream biscuits, this recipe is where that recipe came from. I'll place these on my baking sheet and then I'll brush each of them with melted butter. When the chef demonstrated them years ago, he actually dipped each one fully in melted butter. But this is just much easier and I think you get the same effect really. And these will bake at 425 Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes for these little ones. Obviously longer if you make them larger, maybe 12 to 16 minutes. I would check at 12 minutes to start. And then when they come out of the oven, I immediately hit them with the rest of that melted butter and let it seep in while they're nice and hot. If you read through my recipe post on the blog, y'all, you'll find a few options for how to serve these. Like these ones I've filled with a little piece of country ham and some grainy Dijon mustard. But today is Friday of Lent and I can't have meat. So I'll let my husband eat those and I'll choose one of these strawberry jam filled ones. Strawberry and basil go so well together, y'all, but you could also make a balsamic vinegar mayo-like thing and spread that on the inside and fill them with a tomato slice and a little piece of fresh mozzarella for like a little caprese sandwich. I think they're perfect for Easter brunch, but you can also serve them as party appetizers. That's why I said they're so versatile, y'all. Enjoy.